From the very beginning of your life, you may have experienced the presence of something greater in subtle yet transformative ways. Many of us carry invisible marks from our early years, traits that point to a special calling that stays with us throughout our lives. It's almost as though the Creator prepared a unique path for us, leaving signs along the way to remind us of the divine purpose entrusted to us. These signs, often delicate and seemingly ordinary, reveal that from a young age you were set apart for something greater. They serve as evidence that your life is tied to a spiritual mission, one that goes beyond immediate understanding. Perhaps you've had moments where you felt a deep connection with the world around you, or an inexplicable certainty that you were not alone. These experiences were not coincidences, but rather manifestations of a greater purpose. God's word in Jeremiah 1:5 reminds us of this truth. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Just like Jeremiah, many chosen individuals show signs from early childhood that prepare them for a special destiny. Today, I invite you to reflect on the traits of your own life and recognize the signs that have always been present. As we explore these 10 signs, you may realize that the clues were there all along, pointing you toward the divine purpose that has been reserved for you. One of the first signs is singularity. From an early age, you may have felt different from others, perhaps more introspective, preferring quiet moments of reflection, or pondering deep questions that were hard for adults to answer. While other children easily mixed and played, you might have preferred solitude or moments of observation. You might have wondered why you didn't fully fit in, or why the world around you didn't seem to make as much sense as it did for others. This feeling, although sometimes lonely, is not a sign that something was wrong with you. It is, in fact, a mark indicating that your life has a special meaning and purpose. God, in His wisdom, has set you apart, and this sense of being different is a sign that He has a greater plan for you. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This passage reminds us that being different isn't a flaw, but rather part of our divine design. This feeling of singularity is a clue that God has something unique in store for you, and accepting it can be the first step in understanding the purpose He has placed in your life. Another sign is consciousness. From a young age, you may have noticed that you saw the world through a different lens. Your senses may have been more attuned to the details that others missed. It wasn't something you could fully explain, but it felt as if you were connected to something greater, something beyond what your eyes could see. While other children were distracted by games or the mundane tasks of daily life, you may have been more attuned to the emotions in people, subtle changes in the environment, or even intuitive sensations about events that were about to unfold. Perhaps you had moments when you felt an unusually deep connection with nature, whether it was the sound of rain, the stillness of the night, or the gentle touch of a breeze. These moments may have stirred something deep within you, as if the universe or God was speaking to your soul. These experiences were not coincidences, but signs that you have a unique sensitivity, one that allows you to perceive and interpret things beyond the physical realm. This heightened awareness, uncommon among others, is a hallmark of being chosen by God. It reflects the ability to sense and understand the spiritual aspects of life and the world around you. Such moments of heightened awareness are more than just fleeting feelings. They are signs that God has set you apart, opening your heart and mind to greater wisdom and understanding. Recognizing these experiences and reflecting on them can help you grow in your understanding of your divine purpose. From an early age, you may have experienced a unique awareness, as if something greater was working within you, guiding you toward your purpose. Proverbs 20:27 reminds us, "The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that searches all the inner parts of a person." This passage teaches that God often uses our inner perception to guide us, revealing paths and alerting us to important situations. Recognizing this heightened consciousness is essential for understanding your purpose. It is a tool given by God to help you fulfill the mission for which you were set apart, allowing you to see beyond appearances and understand what truly matters in your journey. Another clear sign that you were chosen is your deep sense of empathy. From childhood, you may have noticed that you were more attuned to the emotions of those around you than others. While many people may have been unaware of the feelings of others, you seemed to pick up on those emotions as if they were your own. This sensitivity wasn't just surface level. It was an opening of your heart, allowing you to feel and understand what others were going through. You may have felt compelled to comfort someone who was distressed, even without them speaking a word. This extraordinary empathy is not just a personality trait, it's a spiritual gift. It prepares you to care for others and be a source of support in their times of need. Romans 12:15 teaches us, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn." This passage emphasizes the importance of being sensitive to others' emotions and showing divine love through our actions. Your ability to empathize is not a weakness. It is a strength that enables you to connect with others on a deep level, offering support and love during difficult times. Recognize this gift as part of your divine calling to serve, care for those in need, and reflect God's love in every act of kindness. Premonitions and vivid dreams are also common signs for many chosen individuals. From an early age, you may have experienced dreams that felt much more real than others, or you may have had strong premonitions that later came true. These events were not random. They were clear indications that something greater was at work in your life. Often these dreams carry deep meanings, like messages that point to your special purpose. They might be visions of future events or moments of comfort in times of doubt, serving as reminders that you are not alone on your journey. These dreams and premonitions can sometimes be hard to understand, but they reflect your unique connection with the divine. They prepare you to recognize and embrace the purpose God has for your life. In Job 33:15-16, it is written, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, while they slumber on their beds, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction." This passage reinforces the idea that God uses dreams as a way to guide us and reveal his plan. If you have experienced these moments, know that they are not mere coincidences, but reflections of a greater calling. They are part of your connection with God, who is preparing you for the purpose he has designed for you. Protection is another significant sign. Since childhood, you may have experienced moments where you felt inexplicably protected, situations where something beyond the natural intervened to ensure your safety. These moments, although hard to understand at the time, are clear signs of divine protection. Perhaps you narrowly escaped danger or found yourself in a situation where it seemed impossible to get through unscathed, but somehow you did. This divine protection is not by chance. It is part of God's plan to guide and shield you as you walk toward your destiny. Throughout your life, you may have experienced moments where you felt inexplicably protected, like something beyond the natural realm intervened to ensure your safety. These instances, although hard to comprehend at the time, are clear signs of divine protection. Perhaps there was a moment when, through sheer instinct, you avoided a dangerous situation without fully understanding the risk. Or maybe someone appeared in your life at just the right moment, seemingly sent by a higher power to help you. These episodes are not coincidences. They show that your life holds a deeper meaning and that you are being prepared and protected to fulfill a divine mission. Psalm 91:11 reminds us, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This passage highlights the divine protection appointed to those with an important role in God's plan. Recognizing this protection is key to understanding that your journey is not one of isolation. These experiences serve as reminders that you are not alone, that God's guidance and care surround you, and that His purpose for your life is unfolding. Accepting this reality can help you live with greater confidence and gratitude, knowing that no matter what challenges you face, you are never forsaken. From a young age, you may have felt a unique closeness to God, as though He were a faithful companion walking beside you. This connection was not a mere imagination, but a tangible expression of divine love. There may have been times when you spoke to God as if He were right there beside you, listening attentively to your every word, even without hearing audible responses. Many chosen individuals experience this deep connection, where communication with God feels as natural as speaking to a friend. During difficult moments, you might have experienced a peace that defied all logical explanation, as though a comforting presence enveloped you, reassuring you that you were not alone. Psalm 145:18 confirms, "The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth." This verse reminds us that God is always near to those who seek Him in faith. If you have felt this closeness throughout your life, it is a reflection of the special calling God has placed on you. This relationship with God is not ordinary, but a preparation for the unique purpose He has reserved for you. Embrace this bond, for it will serve as the foundation to help you face challenges and fulfill the mission that you were set apart to accomplish. As a chosen one from an early age, you may have felt out of place, perhaps not quite fitting in with your peers or even your family. This sense of not belonging, though often painful, was essential in shaping the person you are today. The challenges you faced were not accidental. They were part of the preparation process for the greater purpose you were called to fulfill. These feelings of isolation may have led you to view the world more deeply. While others followed the flow of daily life, you questioned things that others might not have considered. Though these moments of introspection were uncomfortable, they broadened your understanding of life and the people around you. It is in these times of solitude that God works in your heart, developing the inner strength you need to overcome obstacles and understand the complexities of human existence. For example, you may have been the one who showed empathy for others, caring for their feelings while your peers seemed indifferent to the suffering around them. Perhaps your thoughts and ideas often felt misunderstood, as though you saw the world differently. This sense of difference is not a flaw, but a sign that you were set apart, chosen for something greater than what the world could easily comprehend. Living with divine purpose, shaped by faith, strengthened by trials. Your life has always been marked by a divine purpose, a calling that has shaped you into someone resilient, courageous, and deeply rooted in faith. The challenges you've faced, though often painful and isolating, are not punishments, but tools that have refined your character and fortified your spirit. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, "Suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope." Every difficulty you've encountered has been a step in God's plan to prepare you for a greater purpose. What may have seemed like setbacks or hardships were actually stepping stones, transforming your pain into strength and your loneliness into profound empathy. These trials have equipped you to live as a testament to perseverance and faith, shining as a beacon of hope for others. From a young age, you may have felt a pull towards something greater than the ordinary, a sense that your life was meant for something more profound. While others found joy in light-hearted stories or fairy tales, you were drawn to narratives of courage, faith, and sacrifice. The tales of those who faced incredible adversity for a higher cause resonated with you on a deeper level. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a reflection of the divine calling placed on your life. Stories of martyrs, spiritual leaders, and biblical figures like David, Noah, and Joseph may have captured your heart, teaching you lessons about perseverance and trust in God. These stories weren't just interesting, they were preparations. They planted seeds of courage and faith, showing you that God's plan is always at work, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. David, for instance, stood before Goliath with nothing but faith and a slingshot, Yet he prevailed because he trusted in God's power. Noah worked tirelessly on the ark amidst ridicule, trusting in God's promise of salvation. And Joseph, despite betrayal and imprisonment, remained steadfast in faith, eventually fulfilling God's purpose for his life. Hebrews 12:1 encourages us to look to these examples. Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. If these stories have ever stirred something deep within you, it's because they were more than just accounts of faith. They were God's way of preparing your heart for your own journey. Through these narratives, he was showing you the courage, dedication, and resilience that would be required to fulfill your unique purpose. These stories weren't just history, they were a divine blueprint, inspiring you to live boldly, passionately, and with unwavering conviction. As you've journeyed through life, you may have found yourself asking profound questions that others might overlook. Why do we suffer? What is the purpose of life? What is God's plan for me? These questions weren't just idle thoughts. They were the whispers of God, inviting you to seek deeper truths. While many might settle for surface-level answers, you've always been drawn to the depths, searching for wisdom that transcends the obvious. This yearning wasn't just curiosity, it was a sign of your divine connection. Like Samuel, who as a child served in the temple and heard God's voice calling him in 1 Samuel 3:10, your curiosity was a reflection of God's hand in your life. Your search for understanding wasn't just a phase, it was God guiding you towards spiritual knowledge and a deeper comprehension of His will. This divine curiosity has shaped your perspective, giving you the strength to navigate life with a focus on what truly matters. It has been the foundation for your ability to endure trials and find meaning in them. Each question, each moment of seeking, has brought you closer to God's purpose for your life. Embracing the journey with faith and purpose. The path you've walked hasn't been easy, but it has been intentional. Every challenge has served a purpose, every hardship has taught a lesson, and every victory has reinforced your faith. Your life, like those of the biblical figures you admire, is a story of perseverance and trust in God's plan. Through the difficulties you've faced, you've become more than just a survivor. You've become an example of what it means to live with divine purpose. Your ability to rise above adversity has inspired others, and your faith has illuminated paths for those who might be struggling in their own journeys. You've shown that God's plan, while sometimes mysterious, is always perfect in its timing and purpose. As you continue on this journey, remember that your life is a reflection of God's grace and power. The trials you've endured are not the end of the story. They are the foundation for something greater. Like Samuel, David, and Joseph, you are being prepared for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Your life is a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and the unwavering love of God. Let these truths guide you as you move forward. Your pain has meaning, your struggles have purpose, and your story is far from over. Embrace the calling God has placed on your life with the same courage and faith that have carried you this far. Through Him, you have the strength to overcome any obstacle and fulfill the divine purpose that has always been yours. Speak, for your servant is listening. These words from Samuel in 1 Samuel 3:10 beautifully capture the essence of a heart open to divine guidance. Samuel's willingness to listen, even without fully understanding, demonstrates a profound connection to the divine. His story reminds us of the importance of spiritual openness, being receptive to God's voice and trusting His plans, even amidst uncertainty. Similarly, the story of the young Jesus illustrates the power of curiosity and a natural connection to spiritual wisdom. At just 12 years old, Jesus engaged with religious leaders in the temple, asking questions and sharing insights. Luke 2:46-47 describes how his wisdom amazed the teachers, reflecting a divine calling already active in his life. These early moments of inquiry weren't ordinary milestones. They were glimpses of a greater purpose unfolding, even in childhood. Much like Samuel and Jesus, your own childhood may have been marked by deep spiritual curiosity. You may have sought answers to life's mysteries, explored biblical stories, observed the behaviors of others, or spent hours reflecting on existence's deeper meanings. This wasn't idle curiosity. It was a spark of divine intention, a calling placed on your heart by God. Perhaps you felt an unexplainable presence or intuition urging you to continue searching, seeking truths beyond the visible. Such moments are not random. They are signs of a divine plan in motion. This curiosity is a reflection of God's greater purpose for your life, a gift meant to guide you toward deeper understanding and connection with Him. Proverbs 2:3-5 encourages this pursuit. If you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. This thirst for wisdom not only enriches your faith, but also empowers you to inspire others, guiding them toward truths that transform lives. Life's challenges often begin early, shaping who we are and preparing us for greater tasks ahead. Perhaps in your childhood, you faced hardships like the loss of a loved one, financial struggles, or family conflicts. While painful, these moments weren't meaningless. Each trial served a purpose, building resilience and preparing you for future challenges. This resilience becomes spiritual armor, enabling you to move forward even when life feels overwhelming. Though difficult to understand at the time, these trials were part of God's plan to strengthen you for the purpose He has set for your life. The strength you demonstrate in adversity is a reflection of God's presence in your life. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This strength often seems to appear out of nowhere, but it is a divine gift, a reminder that you are never alone. Every challenge you overcome brings you closer to fulfilling God's purpose for your life. Looking back, you may see moments that once seemed insignificant, but now hold profound meaning. An imaginary friend in childhood might have been a spiritual guide, sent to comfort and protect you. Times when you escaped danger without explanation could have been divine interventions. Such experiences are not coincidences. They are reminders of God's hand at work in your life. Being chosen by God doesn't mean a life free of struggles. On the contrary, your journey is marked by challenges that shape your character, much like gold refined by fire to become purer and more valuable. These trials prepare you for the greater purpose God has reserved for you. Recognizing these signs in your life is just the beginning of a journey that unfolds continuously. Each phase of your story brings new challenges, revelations, and opportunities for spiritual growth. As you walk with God, moments from your past, whether joyful or painful, gain new significance, becoming puzzle pieces that reveal His greater plan. Your story is unique and holds the power to inspire others. Matthew 5:16 encourages us, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your journey isn't just for you, it's a gift meant to illuminate the paths of others. Reflecting God's love and grace through your actions encourages those around you to seek Him and discover their own purpose. Sharing your experiences can guide others who are just beginning to understand what it means to be chosen. Your resilience, curiosity, and faith serve as living examples of God's work, showing what is possible when we trust in His plan. The journey of being chosen by God is both challenging and beautiful. It's marked by trials and triumphs, losses and discoveries, sorrows and joys. Every step brings you closer to the extraordinary purpose He has designed specifically for you. As you reflect on your life, consider the signs of God's calling, the hardships you've overcome, the wisdom you've sought, and the strength you've displayed. These are all parts of a divine preparation for something only you can fulfill. Let your light shine brightly, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. Each step you take reflects God's love, illuminating paths and inspiring others to walk boldly in their faith. Together, we can celebrate the blessings of being chosen and encourage one another on this sacred journey. Recognize the signs, embrace your calling, and share your light with the world. Amen.